priced out of buying homes. We have been priced out of having kids. Our kids have been priced out of adulthood because most will never be able to leave the financial umbrella of their parents. We've been priced out of certain jobs. I literally can't work here or I'm losing money. We've been priced out of transportation, whether it's a luxury item or just the maintenance of keeping transportation. We've been priced out of education, how much you spend on a degree versus what you get back from it. Not worth it. We have been priced out of our neighborhoods. And now we're being priced out of the holiday season. People literally stood in line for hours to have Thanksgiving dinner at Golden Corral because it was cheaper than buying food and cooking for your family. All the reasons on why you were a productive, tax-paying, law-abiding citizen, we've been priced out of. So if there is no reward for being a good person or doing the right thing, there are going to be more people that are not going to try. We think that the youth is giving up now and they're not thriving. If we continue on this path, they're not going to give a damn. So if you're looking at all these snatch and grabs and thinking, oh, grab my pearls, just wait until you've seen the results of removing books from schools. You think we're being priced out of Black Friday, but we're actually being priced out of civility, because those sales, those new trinkets, those new items, those wants, those upgrades were the things that people thrived for, held on to, on why they got up and went to work and did the things that they did. And if all of it's being taken away, you are now pricing us out of sanity and civility. We are living in a society that is creating savages because there's no reason to do right. And the only way I can get anything is if I take it. You're either going to eat or be eaten. And it's starting with this holiday season in 2023. You've priced people out of holiday joy. This is not going to end well.
Shalom. First thing and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. I'm going to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and rule well. Blessings and salutations to the whole elect. Noise in this gospel abroad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. Just a real quick lesson through the spirit. This is a TikTok video that was uploaded. Thought it was only going to get worse as we head towards the end of Esau's rulership. This lady was basically going into how people was being priced out of the economy, from the cost of living, from food to rents, to mortgages, to holidays. I mean, to the point that people are feeling the crunch, the proverbial squeeze. And it's just inevitable before it gets a lot worse, because we understand that we're coming into the times now that Esau is losing his kingdom, his rulership. And he's going to do whatever it takes in order to keep himself relevant prior to the coming of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right, so expect more inflation, expect higher taxes, lesser wage, more layoffs. Expect these things, man, because like the lady said in the video, it's only going to get worse. All right, there's been a lot of videos coming out in circulation on TikTok about, and just the news period, that about how a lot of people, like the Black Friday stores were dead. Like literally Black Friday was just literally dead. Okay, because ain't nobody got no money to do anything. Everybody's credit is all shot and ran up. And usually on Black Friday, I mean, you literally have riots. People trampling over each other. You know, people are excuse me. The people are literally fighting to get the next best gadget, to the point now people are not even offending themselves with these events anymore, because they're realizing that it's not worth it, and the money that they do have they need for a rainy day. Okay, like the cost of savings have been literally cut in half. Okay, especially around the holiday season. You know, you have parents that go out and they may buy their kids particular goods or gadgets or electronics, and they don't necessarily have the money to do so, which put themselves in a further economic bubble or debt bubble for the next year. So they have to rob Peter to pay Paul, just to rob Peter again, just to pay another. You know, and it's a constant cycle of debt, man. You know, like this is a credit-based debt system. So the American people, man, they're through, and they realize it. But you have those of them that still have hope in a dying economy, man. Okay, like it says, the rising cost of college in the U.S., which college is one of the biggest ripoffs in the world. Okay, because see, a lot of times they have what they call the Sallie Mae Fund, which basically is like a department that writes the checks or underwrites to get you approved for a Sallie Mae loan. And what's so fucking wicked about it all is the fact that they may approve of you to get, let's just say if they say, well, look, we approved of you, we can pay your tuition up to 2 semesters. As you know, outer state expenses. I remember back in when I was gonna go away to school, man, out of state, it was $14,000 a fucking year, man, a semester. Okay, $14,000 a semester, man. Okay, so right there, that's 28 right there just for 2 semesters. 28 and 28, what's that? 16, 56. That's almost like $56,000 right there, man. Okay, so how much more today? So they may send you a Sallie Mae fund or a grant in the mail and say, you know what? Like the best thing to do is apply for those grants, man. You know, because you ain't got to pay those back. You know, you get those grants and those credits they used to offer. Now it's just like you got to get approved through financial aid and get a loan and take out a loan, because the financial aid won't cover it all. But see, they'll write you a loan and they say, well, yeah, we've approved you for a semester, $14,000, but yet they don't give you a physical check. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they give you a physical check to take to the tuition department, but instead they may do it like wirelessly. You know, like today they do the digital payments. They can say, well, look, we transferred the money, we wired your money into the account. Now you can freely attend school. But yet they just got $15,000 off you, just basically by word of mouth and hearsay, saying they did it, but they didn't ever do it. Or even if they did do it, it's like it's not tangible. So basically, they just wrote you a $15,000 invisible check and invisibly wired to an institution. Now you're able to go to school. Now you owe all this debt over something they didn't even technically pay. And that's the same thing with the car loans, man. Okay, it's a crazy it's crazy, man. You know, like she's going into all these holidays and tuitions, and that's the thing, you people. See, you Americans, man, you've been living too good. You know what I'm saying? You've been too entitled for too long. And now Yahweh Shai is taking away that bread basket, man. Okay, and he's using this demon, this devil, this Edomite to do just that. All right, so I expect the worst to come. So this is the book of John 10 and 10. It says here, the thief come not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. It says, I am come that they may have life and that they may have it more abundantly. Now, you may ask yourself and say, well, how the hell is we having life abundantly? We still in our condition. Well, you got to understand that Yahweh Shai laid his life down. Okay, he paid the ultimate price so we can obtain our salvation to have an abundant life. Okay, now it wasn't an overnight thing. It wasn't a preeminent thing, but this was to play out over a course of time, over several rulerships until we finally got in the kingdom, which this is the final revival of this man's empire. So we're getting ready to finally get our kingdom, man. And hey, call Allah Yahweh Shai to say the least. And it says, I come that they may have life and that they may have it more abundantly. And who is the they? The Israelites. Okay, you Edomites, you Moabites, man, you Hamites, you Ishmaelites, you Elamites, Japhites. You're not getting a piece of the pie in the kingdom of heaven, man. Okay, definitely not you Edomites. You Edomites, you're through all the way around. You see? But nonetheless, man, this is a very, very slave-driven society. Like it was at a point in time that you had people from different cultures or different countries that come over here because they really believed that America's streets were paved with gold. In some cases, in some religions, they call this place the New Jerusalem, which is far from that. Okay, now Jerusalem is over here because Jerusalem represents a people before it's a place, which is the Israelites, our people. Yeah, we represent Jerusalem, but we ain't in our glorified state. So this is damn sure not New Jerusalem. Okay, in fact, this is Babylon the Great. All right. Let's go here next precept here. This is the book of Proverbs 28. And I'm going to start at verses 2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Okay, and this, we can go to countless of videos of inflation, hyperinflation, people being starved out. Like, matter of fact, just this page alone. I don't know what brother this is, but he seems to upload these videos and they give me inspiration to do videos and stuff like that. But when you look at these videos here, I mean, it says most Americans say the American dream is a thing of the past, right? Breaking news. We told you this was coming. Order out of KO. Coming to work early and getting the cops called on you. Okay, it just, and the list goes on. You know, famine of the word, beautiful thing. Listen up, those who call themselves. Price of war funding being funded by tax-paying citizens. Yeah, this is America. This is clearly oppression. And people really, they're finally waking up to the fact because now their dollars are not stretching anymore. Like back in the 90s, man, hey, if you was making, let's just say back in the 70s and 80s, if you was making $20 an hour, man, you was in good case. Back in the early 80s, 70s, and even in the 90s, a $50,000, $60,000 job a year would took you a long way. You know, I was watching a movie, man, and she was talking about moving out of town to Atlanta. And this was back in 1993. I think it was Menace to Society when she was trying to get the old boy to move with her. She said she was going to be making about $24,000 a year. And at that time, you moving to Atlanta, in the early 90s, making 24 a year, shit, it wasn't nothing you couldn't buy. And that was just in the 90s, 24 a year. Now today, you can scratch your ass with $24,000 and not even be sustained to pay your light and your gas for the entire year. You know? So, hell yeah, that's about a third of your expenses. But it says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked mourn, the people mourn. Okay? Esau is the wicked, and he's buried rulership now. So, yeah, we're all in mourning. You know, it's to the point like you wake up dreading in the morning. Like, I don't even feel like doing this shit no more. It's constantly weighing down on your spirit. Like he said, people just not gonna give a fuck. The more you raise taxes, the more you start to go up on rent. People are gonna start to get careless. They're gonna get lawless. People are gonna start to resort to stealing and killing and robbing, raping, all these things. To the point people, they just don't give a fuck about integrating in society no more. They realizing it's all bullshit. Like, man, what the fuck am I? I'm basically sitting here to pay taxes. People are like, fuck this place, man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you can see it imploding from within. But it reads here. It says, but when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. And who's the wicked? Esau. Okay, he's clearly incapable of harnessing a proper rulership. And this is why the Lord is getting ready to out his ass for good this time. All right. Isaiah 14, and I'm going to start at verses 3. It says, and it shall come to pass that day, says the Lord, shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. Okay, this is a hard bondage, man. People say, well, you got a job, you know, you appear to have nice things. Look, man, it's bigger than what the eye beholds. Okay, most people that have good things here in America, man, they're not happy. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why they get these material things is because it's to substitute the emptiness inside, because people don't feel value anymore. They don't feel valued in this shit no more. Okay, people who lost a sense of purpose. They're out of touch with reality, so they go buy a bunch of shit like they. Women have some which they called retail therapy. You know, when they just go buck wild and they buy all this shit they don't need just to be empty again in another week. And that's the average person here, man. They don't have they don't have the meaning to life anymore. They never had it. Okay, we understand the meaning of life, and it's frustrating to us because we're not undergoing that particular meaning at this time. We're not fulfilling our true purpose as to being gods on the earth, man. All right. But it says that thou should take up his proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how have the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. And the scriptures refer to the man as being oppressor. Okay? The oppressor, the golden city. Okay? Because symbolically, America was a city of gold because you could come here and get rich. But that was through bogus and nefarious means. Okay? But the scriptures equated the golden city with the oppressor. And who's the oppressor? You Edomites, okay, from the least to the greatest of you. All of you are a bunch of race of goddamn devils. And it says, but the Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked, which is power, and scepter of the rulers, which is the other nations. And he who smote the people in wrath with the continual stroke that he could rule. It says continual stroke. He that ruleth the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindered, man. Because when you look around the world, he's dropping bombs, he's chemical warfare, he's polluting the oceans, man. You have all types of forever chemicals and plastics in the ocean. Animals or whales are beaching themselves because of the incapability of this man's rulership. Okay, the carelessness of his rulership. He doesn't give a damn. Okay, he's letting things get out of hand, and he's never really totally purged his kingdom of rebels. He haven't done it because he himself is a rebel. You know, he just gave people a briefcase full of money and said, well, look, this is what we're going to do without fully establishing a law. And trust me, that's a society that's waiting to fail. All right. And it says here, the whole earth is at rest and is quiet, and they break forth into singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoice, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou laid down, no fellows come up against us. And I found out that a lot of those mountains, like Mount Everest, the Grand Canyon, and all these particular like you see these big volcanoes, these big mountains in the middle of the ocean. Found out that those were trees, man. It bugged me out when I saw it. I said, get the fuck out of here. Trees were literally as big as skyscrapers, bigger than that. Like literally trees were enormous. It was to the point like, wow, how can a tree be that big? Okay, I mean, trees they look like some shit off the Mushroom Kingdom, man. Oh, Mario, that's what it reminded me of. When the Mario Brothers had everything was just extra big, you know. But it makes sense. Trees were like damn near 400-500 feet, man. Okay, and I'm talking about trees were like literally fucking blocks, like literally like half a block long, man. Like a tree in an ancient world would literally swallow up my whole lot. Like, wow, are you serious? So when you look at the trees today, they're a small resemblance of what they used to be. Shit, this is grass compared, like the trees we see now ain't nothing but grass compared to how the trees were back in the ancient world, man. Like when we walk in grass and stuff like that, that's how the trees and how we walk in small grass, that's how big the trees are. So like the trees now ain't nothing but grass compared to how they gonna be, and we getting that back. That's gonna come. The earth is gonna yield an increase. And when we say that the earth is gonna yield this increase, it's gonna be magnificent. Like how can a tree be as big as a fortress? It's crazy. I'm talking about 400-500 feet. I'm like, wow, can't climb that, man. You know, but in order for that to happen, this man has to be taken out of power. Okay, and it says here, I'm gonna go down here a little bit. I'm gonna jump around a little bit. Yep, let's go down. I mean, the whole chapter is really good, but for time's sake, it says, yet the fir trees rejoice and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no fellows come up against us. But hell is it says, but hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming, which is destruction. It stirred up the dead for thee. The dead is the other nations, even all the chief ones of the earth, which we're seeing that happen. It says, it have raised up from their thrones and the kings of the nations. And all they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou become as weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Because they seeing that the holes in this place, they're seeing that this man is not as tough, or he's not as invincible as he perceives himself to be. You know? And it says, thy pomp is brought down to the grave, which is the pride, and the noise of thy vials, and the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee, which is the corrosion, you know, these roads and infrastructure. But how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? It's not talking about spiritual demon Satan. Okay, and that proves, the chapter alone proves it, because if you read it in context, when it says here, the kings of the thrones and the kings of the nation and the chief ones of the earth. So how in the hell can you equate the spiritual demon Satan being taken down by mortal men on the planet earth when you can't even see spiritual demon Satan? Don't make sense. So it's actually talking about a literal man. Okay, starting with your elite bankers on down. That's what it's referring to, mainly the elite. All right. And it says here, Lucifer, O son of the morning, how art thou cut down to the ground, which did it weakest the nations? And he weakened the nations through stealing resources, through war, okay, through constant proxy wars, through constant chemical warfare, ruinous policies, and a list, and you name it. It says, for thou hast said in my heart, I will ascend into heaven, and I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High, and I will sit on the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. And this is what people think it's talking about a battle in heaven, because they feel like, oh, Satan went to the heavens. Because Satan dwells in the heavens because he's an angel with a heavenly father. And it says, and I will ascend above the heights of the clouds, and I will be like the Most High. And that's with his new world order. Okay. It says, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, into the sides of the pit, which is in fact, we're in the pit. It goes into system. And they that see thee should narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble and did shake kingdoms? So why is it equating Lucifer with the man if it's talking about the spiritual demon Satan? See, Jake don't read. They don't use comprehension and literary skills, man. Jake just go off what the hell they've been taught and they keep it at that. But it says that made the world a wilderness. How did he do it? Through his wars, through his nuclear technology. Okay, you got deserts on the planet. You got places that don't even grow grass no more because of his fucking chemical warfare, man. And people are suffering from it. And it says, and destroy the cities thereof that open not the house of his prisoners. That's right, man. And this is what we're talking about. We are in a physical prison, man. We in a prison we in a ruthless prison. You can see the world, but yet we're still in prison. You know, soon to be a digital prison. You know, but anyway, this is just a quick lesson. Giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. And with that, Lord's way, you edify it to the next lesson. Shalom.